Deep stage of sleep, very important. It happens more consolidated in the earlier parts of the night cycle. And so trying to get to bed before midnight is a tool in your toolbox for fighting muscle stiffness. Hi, welcome to the Judy Terrell Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above. Hi everybody, I'm Judy Terrell and welcome to Your Second 50. You are joining me in my series number 10, where I am talking about a variety of technologies and behavioral medicine ways for you to manage muscle discomfort, sometimes outright pain, stiffness when you're over 60 as a male or a female. Just today, as I'm doing this mini course, I had 4 clients over the age of 60 where we spent the first 10 minutes of each session talking about the variety of, I feel this thing on the outside of my knee. I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything different. Or, my lower back is tight and then it starts to wrap around the front of my hip and go down my leg, or I've got this muscle tension in my neck and shoulders, like where I woke up and I was just stiff. And it's prohibiting me from being able to turn my head. And those are all actual, conversations that I had just today with my clients that I had before I went to video this. So, I work with a population over 50, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and beyond. And every day I am listening to a variety of circumstances that my clients explain to me how they're in discomfort. Now, it is part of the aging process, without a doubt. We absolutely have to take more time to limber up our muscles. Every morning when I get out of bed, it takes me about 3 minutes of walking around before I even start to feel like I can walk like a human being. But, that doesn't mean that we have to be locked up as we continue to age. There are things that are available that are not pharmacology and not injections, hence my word behavioral medicine, that we can do on a daily basis that can help us to feel more comfortable in our bodies, even though they are aging. All right, this is number 6 in my 6-part series. So I've already covered 5. So if you haven't watched those, please go back and take a look at those, because I want you to have all 6, because you can use all of them all at the same time, or pull one that might be a little bit more effective at any particular moment for you in your, day-to-day life. But today I'm going to talk about one that is elusive, but if you know what I'm going to tell you, you can use it to your advantage to help your muscles. All right. Now, everybody knows how important sleep is. All right. But what a lot of people don't know is you can be getting the number of hours of sleep that are recommended for the over 50, men and women. And that is somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. But you may not be getting the most optimal balance of the stages of sleep, even if you're getting the right amount of sleep. And so there are 3 main stages of sleep. One of them is light sleep, one of them is REM sleep, and one of them is deep sleep. Now, REM sleep, very, very good for your cognitive, like cleaning up and packaging up information from the day and putting it, kind of sorting it out while we sleep. This is the rapid eye movement stage of sleep. And it is, your body is rejuvenating all the time when you're sleeping, but the REM sleep stage of sleep is very much like the brain is really benefiting from that rejuvenation and that, kind of cleaning up all the data from the day. But deep sleep phases is when your body, your physical body, is repairing and rebuilding and rejuvenating at a higher rate than the REM sleep and the light sleep state. Now, we need all 3 of those stages of sleep, and we need a balance, and they tend to go in 90-minute cycles, but we tend to have a more consolidated amount of REM sleep in the later part of the night or the earlier part of the morning, like say from 4 o'clock until about 7 o'clock in the morning. And we tend to get more deep sleep in the earlier phases of sleep. And that is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. I am so excited to announce Your Second 50.life. I have been working in the fitness industry with individuals, both men and women, over 50 years old for 42 years and really specialized in the last 10 on over 50. I'm over 50 myself by a long shot. And I've helped literally thousands of men and women both to lose the extra body fat that they gain in the second half of their life, to feel better in their own bodies energetically. I have helped people to reverse and eliminate health problems, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes, symptoms of menopause, to name just a few. On this platform, you will have access to an entire body of resources, exercise videos, mini courses, eating plans that are specially designed for over 50 men and women because there's special needs for our demographic. And in addition to the virtual resources that you'll have access to if you join at any time that you'd like, you also have access to me for one-on-one coaching through a group coach call every month. So you can bring your specifics and we can address those as you're also getting information that is specific to the over 50 population. 50s, 60s, 70s, and now 80s is the demographic that I'm working with. So it's yoursecond50.life, yoursecond 50.life. Go check it out. It might be the single best thing that you've looked at like in your second 50s. Like I said, there's cycles of 90-minute cycles where we're going through and we're getting all three of those stages, but the deep sleep stage tends to happen in the earlier part of the sleep cycle. All right, so the earlier part of when you fall asleep. Now, deep sleep, as we get older, we tend to not get as much of it as we did when we were younger, just because it's part of the aging process. But what I've noticed with a lot of my clients that are over 50 and 60 and 70 is that a lot of them become night owls. So you're either watching TV and then you get into a series and now you're watching 5 episodes or 3 episodes and now you're going to bed after midnight, or you're getting, into your phone or your social media or, just things on your computer, and we're tending to push out our going to sleep later. And if you are doing that, if you are somebody who is feeling like a lot of stiffness, a lot of tightness, some like actual pain syndromes in muscles, and you are somebody who pushes bedtime after midnight, then you are the person I'm targeting for this episode. If you working on trying to get into bed and falling asleep earlier, and it's not like if you're going to bed at 12:30 or 1 o'clock that you're going to, go into bed at 10 o'clock now and be able to fall asleep. But you can start to kind of move your to bedtime earlier by 15 minutes. And over the course of, let's say, a month and a half, get yourself to be going to bed at an earlier hour. Then you are going to get more of the deep sleep that you're missing when you tend to go to bed later. And that deep sleep state is when your body is going to do the most rejuvenation in the physical body as opposed to your cognitive. Now, both of those are important, but when it comes to muscle stiffness and soreness and tightness, it's that deep sleep stage that you're going to get the best bang for your buck and wake up feeling in a body that feels more comfortable, all right, and feels less tight and stiff. So that deep sleep stage, even if you're getting 7 hours, but you're going to bed at like 2 o'clock and then sleeping until, 10 o'clock in the morning, you're missing out on the opportunity to get this really significant deep sleep stage of sleep. And that means that your body is not rejuvenating at the level it could if you kind of worked on your sleep hygiene and get to bed a little bit earlier. All right. So a very important piece, especially for the over 50 men and women that I work with and that I'm putting this video series out for, because as we get older, we don't get as much deep sleep stage as we did when we were younger. So if we're not getting as much and then we're corrupting it by going to bed too late, then it's like a 1-2 punch. So even though we're getting less as we get older, if you work with your sleep hygiene and get to bed earlier, then you're only getting like a 1 punch and you're controlling for getting as much of the deep sleep as you can. And your body will thank you for it by feeling better because you're just getting more time where it is working to rejuvenate and repair and rebuild during the sleep cycle. All right, so the deep stage of sleep, very important. It happens more consolidated in the earlier parts of the night cycle. And so trying to get to bed before midnight is a tool in your toolbox for interestingly, for fighting muscle stiffness when you're over 50. All right, everybody, that ends this series on muscle stiffness and tightness and what can you do from a behavioral medicine point of view. That's not pharmacology, that's not an injection, to help feel better in your body when it comes to the muscles. All right, so if you haven't watched the earlier segments on this series, please go back and do that, because one tool is good, but if you can have all 6 of them, that's even better. And if you're finding that you got value out of this series, you can find this series and all my others on my platform, yoursecond50.life. Google it, search it, take a look at it. It is a resource of all information for over 50 men and women both, and how to age gracefully and how to look your best and how to feel your best. And I guarantee you, if you go look at it, you're gonna feel like you found like the pot of gold on the end of a rainbow for your second 50. Because I know you, like I, want to make your second 50 even better than your first, or at best, like even to your first. So even as you're aging, you can feel your best, right? Thanks, everybody, and I hope to see you soon in another series. Thanks for listening, everybody. And if you'd like to have access to more of my resources, then you can reach me at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can go to my new platform at yoursecond50.life. That is yoursecond50.life, or at my website, www.judyterrell.com.